I'm astrologer and life coach Penny Dix. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome to those of you who are new here. And if you like what you see, I would love it if you could subscribe. That would be fantastic. Thank you. Today, I'm actually looking at the energy and the astrology of this September's autumn equinox. So this kind of symbolizes the next quarter phase as we head and fall into autumn and towards the winter months. So it comes with the sun's move into Libra, which is around the 22nd, 23rd, depending what part of the planet you are on. This particular autumn equinox is very much, from the astrology, about going with the flow. Remember, this autumn equinox comes just a couple of days before September's new moon in Libra. And I do have another video up on my channel with all the energy of the new moon and how it affects each of the zodiac signs, so do check that out. There's something quite fixed about the energy of this particular autumn equinox chart. And you know, if we're too fixed, there's no room for serendipity. So let me just go into it in a little bit more detail, and I am going to go through each of the zodiac signs and to tell you the part of your life that is being affected most, where you need to focus your energies for this next phase. And remember to check out your rising sign, also known as the ascendant, and you just get a better idea of what that's all about. So let's have a look. So of course, this takes us on the journey towards the winter solstice on December the 21st. The event chart shows, interestingly, that we're all going to want to be heard. And of course, remember that we've got the sun at the moment conjunct retrograde Mercury in Libra, as of course it moves into Libra with the equinox. And Libra tells us that balanced communication is essential. Venus, our planet of love, beauty, relationship, self-worth, value. Venus is in the last few degrees of Virgo, so is also conjunct the Sun and Mercury in Libra. And remember that the Moon is on her way to join the Sun in Libra for the new moon. And I do feel that because for the event chart of the autumn equinox, Venus is in the second house, which is the financial sector of this chart, that it's the economy in all its forms that is going to be uppermost in everyone's mind and the focus of most discussions. I mean, we can see this with the crisis around the cost of living in general, fuel prices, gas prices, oil prices, food prices. I mean, gosh, I don't know anyone in any part of the world who is not in some way being affected by the rising costs of basic everyday necessities. So how will the planet fare? Well, there's a sense with the event chart that we're going to see a little bit more turmoil. I think if we take the United Kingdom, for example, I think we're going to see it settling down after the enormous change that the British public have gone through with the loss of the late Queen Elizabeth II, and that has reverberated into many parts of the world. And I think it's kind of back to work and back to what needs to be sorted with this Sun's move into Libra. Excuse me. And I do feel there is a chance for quite a lot of civil unrest, for rebellious behaviour, and a lot of turmoil in various countries. There's also, I think, the potential for more strikes. And I think we're going to see marches. And this is being expressed by Eris in Aries. Eris is our planet of, well, she's the goddess of strife and discord. You've probably heard me talk about this planet before. It's a dwarf planet. And basically, it's stirring things up. It's stirring the people up. So I do think over the next 2 to 3 months, we're going to see a lot of rebellious type behavior in various parts of the world. So there may be also ordered, kind of well-organized striking from various sectors, but also I think civil unrest. I think that it's like the whole planet and many countries in it are going through terrible turbulence if we were in an aircraft. This is Pluto. This is Pluto in its final degrees of Capricorn before it moves into Aquarius. Pluto's going direct on, I think it's October the 8th. And we're going to see far more changes than we've already experienced. And because Pluto is in its last degrees of Capricorn, it really is kind of shaking the very foundations of everything we know to be stable, secure, and true. So these uncomfortable energies are going to be pushing us all towards complete change, overhauls of how governments govern, of how countries structure themselves, what kind of leadership hierarchy they choose. You know, it's interesting that I think the Commonwealth, of which there are still many countries that belong to the Commonwealth that the late Queen, was head of, that is going to go through a lot of deep thought. I think many countries will, especially perhaps in the Caribbean, will be looking for their independence. And, you know, maybe these changes are timely. We have to think of that Saturn-Uranus square that we've got really coming to its kind of final point in the first few days of October. So this has been an ongoing theme for several years. And the final meeting of these two cosmic bodies, that's Uranus in Taurus and Saturn in Aquarius. When they finally meet like this, the final meeting, it brings opportunity for resolution. I am going to do a separate video where I look much more in depth at the Saturn-Uranus square, and I will tell you what areas of your life you have probably been experiencing this energy and where it's likely to lead to. So the event chart, we have the moon in Leo. We have a Leo ascendant for this chart. And this suggests that people in powerful positions, like world leaders, new kings, need to show empathy for the problems the planet is facing, and avoid self-gratification and ego-based decisions. I actually have quite a lot of faith in the new King of England because he has always been very ecologically minded, and I think he could be a force of great good with the climate agenda as one string to his bow. But with so many planets retrograde at this time, with this autumn equinox, we all need to pause and reflect. We need to avoid knee-jerk decisions. It's only those that take a step back to see the bigger picture, those that can have the ability to see that if we embrace the necessary restructuring that we all need in our own lives, let alone the rest of the world, that we can prosper through this energy. So how's it going to affect you personally? Because it sounds a bit kind of tough, what I'm talking about with these planetary energies. So it's a bit fixed. And I think it's important to know how to navigate one's life when we're in rough seas. It's about holding a steady course and having faith. I mean, on a personal level, I'm not really telling you anything that you're not aware of. And as with all these things, it's about our attitude and how we manage these challenging times. I mean, personally, I wouldn't take any financial risks at the moment. I think probably a lot of people feel that as well. I wouldn't splash out particularly at the moment or treat myself. Everything has a season. And I think this autumn equinox is showing us actually how to toughen up and serve each other with kindness and respect. So before I go on to your individual zodiac sign, I've got some final thoughts to help you see it's not all bad. Because I felt I had to add this kind of section to help you see the positives in all of this. But it is a time of hunkering down. It's about using your gut feeling and intuition about the choices and decisions that we need to make. Mars, our planet of action, energy, assertion. He's in Gemini and making a wonderful trine aspect that is so super helpful to sort of restrictive Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is about timing. Saturn is saying, whatever it is you're trying to work on, whatever you're trying to manifest at this time. Mars in Gemini with that Leo ascendant is really saying, be creative with how you adapt to the times. It's about, it's like when the pandemic hit us, some people cowered in a corner, metaphorically, and kind of went, shan't, won't, don't like this. And were understandably nervous about the uncertainty of what the outcome of this was going to be. But some embraced it as an opportunity to reinvent themselves. So what I'm suggesting is you take risks and follow your passion. In spite of all this fixed energy, just don't lay out large amounts of money at the moment. And it's so important to fiercely love and value your life, yourself, and the lives of those around you. So let's move on to your individual zodiac signs, and I'll tell you which part of your life you can expect this energy to be unfolding in. So, Aries, for you, this is to do with relationships. You've had a lot going on in that department over the last few months, and I feel that this autumn equinox will see you being able to see the light at the end of what's perhaps been a long tunnel, and see how you can actually bring full closure to the past. And that might just be within yourself, because some things can never be resolved. I think we all like to have things neatly tidied up in their correct little boxes, but life isn't like that. Things are often left undone. There are often loose ends, and we can't necessarily tidy up all loose ends that appear in our lives with certain events and situations. So I think you will be finding that you have the ability to move on from those loose ends and to leave it where it belongs, in the past. Taurus. So Taurus. This is actually about, in some way, this is about your health. I think it's really important for you to take stock of yourself. Just go inwards a bit into your physicality. Look at where you can make some healthy changes. Maybe you need to go to the doctors for a checkup for various ills that you might be feeling or around. Maybe you just need to get back onto a healthy kind of eating regime or exercise routine. But my sense is, Taurus, that you've been sitting back a bit and indulging yourself, and there is nothing wrong with a little bit of indulgence, but it comes at a price, and for Taurus it comes on the waistline. So I think this gives you a chance to get yourself into better condition before the Christmas months hit and all those lovely mince pies and Christmas cake. So let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, I feel for you, you are going to be spending time in deep thought, but quite active thought, about where you want to go next and how you want to structure the next stage of your life. In terms of what projects do you want to bring into your life? What projects are you already involved in? Hobbies, passions? Is there one or maybe two that you really want to focus on? I think also this Mars energy that you will have in your sign and the equinox in this part of the chart is telling us that you're really going to be feeling very determined, and you will have the energy and the impetus to initiate the things that you would like to manifest in your life. Cancer, my lovely crabs, so soft on the inside, put on such a good, armor on the outside. Cancer. Cancer, for you, it's about the home, which of course is your domain. This is the part of the chart that you rule. So I think you're going to be hunkering down a bit and making the home cozy, comfortable, to welcome family through the winter months, to welcome friends. So you may also be thinking of just rearranging everything and throwing out stuff that really no longer serves you, tidying up, getting a bit of Libran balance into the way your environment is laid out, you know, making it a nicer and more conducive environment for you to relax in at this time. Leo. Well, you are going to be getting busy, aren't you, Leo? I think you're going to have quite a lot to say. I see you moving much more center stage. It's an area of your life that you embrace often anyway. And I think that is just going to become much more busy over the next couple of months. And I do feel that Saturn-Uranus square is helping you to resolve something and really, really find the ability to put structure into something you're working on to do with your career. I think you're going to find a new discipline, Leo, which will be really super helpful. Virgo, excuse me, it's the air conditioning still. Virgo, you're going to be turning your kind of attention to your financial department. You are going to be wanting to balance the book, do a little bit of budgeting, do a little bit of form filling, and get all your columns of ingoings and outgoings balanced. So this may be a regular thing that you do at this time of year as you kind of balance out the budget for how things are going to sort of pan out over the next few months. I think also, Virgo, it's very much about, I think you're going to feel much more valued in yourself. I think you're going to receive that from others. I think you're going to, whereas you've been perhaps a little bit kind of down on yourself and not quite sure of your role or your position, I think you're going to realize that you are valued greatly by a lot of people. And that can't be bad. Libra. Well, Libra, not only do you have the autumn equinox, of course, in your first house, in your sign, but you've also got the new moon here, a few days after the sun moves into your sign. And this is a chance for you to, I think, when you get to this time of year, it's like this chance to feel that you can kind of be born again, that you come out into the light, you feel much better about yourself. You know, Libra, you wait a long time through all the summer to get to the point where the sun really shines on you. And I think the month leading up to your birthday, when the sun is in Virgo, in that 12th house, is quite tough for you because it sees you kind of caught on an inner level in a way that, you know, you just want to break out of. So it's a nice time of year for you. It's a good time to get out and about, change your appearance, you know, smarten up, buy some new clothes. So a good time for you, Libra. Scorpio. So as we head towards your season, of course, and Halloween and things that go bump in the night, this autumn equinox is about you not staying too fixed in your ways of thinking about you and who you are. Allow some flexibility to come in. Allow some mutability to come in. You're fixed, Scorpio. This autumn equinox always happens in the part of your chart where you can be navel picking too much. Stop it. It will be okay. and everything is unfolding in the way that it is meant to unfold. And you need to find that part of you that has faith in that process, and follow your dreams and follow your star. Not anyone else's star, your star. Sagittarius. Okay, so for you, Sagittarius, you are going to be getting out there. This is a time of year when you like to connect with the outside world. It's almost like you hibernate a bit in the summer, or you're so busy whizzing around, traveling, journeying. But at this point, you're actually going to be kind of in a position where you really do want to connect with the sort of the community at large. And you're also going to be focusing on the plans and ideas and projects that you would like to bring into your life, that you would like to initiate, that you would like to give birth to. So I think you will feel quite renewed with this autumnal equinox energy, and really feel that you are energized by this energy. So it's a good couple of months for you, Sagittarius. Then we come on to Capricorn. This is about your work, Capricorn. And I think the next couple of months or so for you at work are going to go extremely well. Just don't be too fixed. Don't be too fixed in your ideas, and don't get into disputes with, your boss. Try and see all sides of the story. See, both sides. See everything. Try and have some, excuse me. Try and have some eagle sight. View everything from a distance so that you can see the big picture of what's happening at work. And, we're moving towards your season in December. And if you've been struggling at the moment, and if you've been trying to make sense of a lot of things that have been going on in your life, this is actually going to help you to move through that and to come out the other end at the winter solstice, actually in a far better place than you've been for a long time. Aquarius. Higher learning. You really want to expand your knowledge at this time of year. Some of you may be taking up new courses, learning new subjects, even teaching. That can be something that Aquarius can do at this time of year. And I think you'll be feeling that an inner journey of discovery of yourself is really starting to work, is really starting to pay off, so that when you reflect on who you are, and you'll find that you learn from unexpected places and unexpected people. Because remember, Aquarius, everyone is a mirror for us. Whatever we see in them, whatever we like, is also in us. What we dislike is also in us. So use that sense of connecting with others to learn more about you. Finally, we come to, guess, Pisces, my oceans of emotions. So, Pisces. Right, well, you are hunkering down and getting very serious about how you structure your finances in connection with others. So you're going to be doing some serious maths and arithmetic over the next couple of months. You're really going to be looking at your resources, seeing how you can balance the books in the way that there may be things that you want to initiate. So what parts or what pots of money can you assign to what? So you're going to be looking at how you kind of deal that out. It reminds me of when I was young, when I was sort of, I'd have lots of change, lots of, you know, I was in England, so, you know, 10p pieces, 5p pieces, pound coins, you know, all these exciting bits of metal. And I'd sort of lay them all out and see what I could afford and what I couldn't afford. You know, if I went down to the shops with my mum to buy myself something that, you know, some silly thing that meant the world to me. So it's a little bit like that, Pisces. You're going to be looking at, well, I can, the other thing that's coming into my mind is in a casino, when we've got all our chips in front of us and we think, well, I'll put this lot on that number, smaller lot on that number, not some, sorry, but I'm going to go for this rank outsider with this pile. So that's what I'm picking up for you, Pisces. I think you're going to be taking some risks. And you know what? If we don't take risks, we don't know. There we go. So that is my feeling and sense about the autumn equinox energy. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.